I get questions regarding the purpose of life. Now, in my concept, the purpose of life is to be free from all purposes so that universe can show you what your purpose will be at different stages in your life. There is no fixed common purpose of living other than to just experience and enjoy and be in this space of manifestation which is marked with constant change. But when we adopt ideas from the world, when we say that my purpose should be this or that, I should follow this line of work, and there's nothing wrong with that, it's just that it is all transient. You may work on a purpose thinking that that is the ultimate life goal that you want to attain. It can be anything. It can be money, it can be building a strong relationship, it can be achieving artistic success or anything. But it is all intermediary. When you're free from the idea of defining a purpose, then universe will send you your true purpose. And that will open you up to different possibilities, different explorations in life. But when we restrict ourselves, when we say that no, I want just to be this, because this has been told to me that being this or that would be beneficial for me, as it is a popular belief. Let me get success in business, and then I will be happy for the rest of my life. Let me build the most perfect relationship, then I will be happy in life. But you see, happiness is not dependent on any of these conditions. In fact, the more we try to chase a purpose, the more we forget to be. And when we forget to be, we lose our calmness, we lose our restfulness, and the mind just becomes divergent in thought. That means it keeps running from one end to the other, thinking that, oh, my happiness is only if I achieve this milestone in life or that milestone in life. But this sense of separateness that I identify as me, this restless mind, is not designed to be satiated. It is designed to seek and search the meaning and purpose of life. But if we can just drop that entire search and be totally present, totally centered with what is, which means things as they are happening, then we do not concern ourselves with this or that. And that is what the sages have said is peace in daily living, which means one lives moment to moment. Doesn't mean reckless living. It means conscious living, fully conscious living. A living, or let's say a mind, that is not identified with the movement of time. A mind that is not conditioned by the past or by an imaginary future, but a mind that is rooted in the stillness of now, this presence. And in this presence, there is no purpose. So you may have noticed that when you are in deep sleep, you're completely restful. Is there a purpose in deep sleep? There is no purpose in deep sleep other than just be. But the being is there. Even in deep sleep, being is there. But the separate self or you is not there. And that is why deep sleep is so restful and so peaceful. In fact, if we do not get that peace of mind, we cannot operate efficiently in life. It is so essential. Therefore, one can drop this notion that I am designed for a particular person and particular purpose in life, and just go with the flow of whatever life brings. Because life will not modify its flow according to our preferences, but we have to adapt according to what life brings. And when we do that, we are not swimming against the current of river, but we are just flowing with the river effortlessly. And effortlessness and ease, or what I also call as sahaj, is a peaceful way to live. I remember in my early days, in my 20s, I was so identified with a particular kind of job. And I had been training to get that job for years, but I couldn't get it. So my whole time period during that age group, my whole mind was completely focused on getting that job, because it had fixated this idea: only if I get that job will I be able to enjoy my life, will I be able to live a fulfilled and peaceful life. And mind creates this type of an illusion. It says that your happiness is there only if this is done. So when you have a nice job or a successful business, then you have a good relationship, and then you have old age security, a big bank balance, and it creates this illusion after illusion, where one illusion is tied up to the other illusion. For example, wealth and success is tied up with harmonious relationship, which is false. No matter how much wealth or success one has, relationships can go anyway, because people are unpredictable, life is unpredictable. And acceptance of that unpredictability brings peace and harmony. So, with this spiritual understanding, when the ego cracks down, what one realizes is that life is not a battle to be fought. Life is to be lived and enjoyed every moment. And every moment can be a moment of peace and harmony. Giving up, totally surrendering to the flow of life, brings complete harmony and a peace that is anchored even when external situations are challenging. That peace is never lost. Now, it is not to say that one will not experience emotional turbulence, because human organism is designed in that way that we always feel emotional turbulence. But the thing is that even while momentarily one may experience emotional upsets, one does not get carried away into mourning. Immediately the presence shows up, it cuts the thinking mind. The awareness brings this knowledge that all these chain of events that we are building in life, successful work, successful relationship, successful old age, comfortable old age, all these links are illusory. Financial success and relationships cannot be tied together completely. Even with all the success, relationships may go sour. And relationships are also not tied to old age, because at any moment relationships can be lost and one can find themselves isolated in the old age. So what is that you can trust? That which you can trust is most intimate to you. It is your experience. I won't even say experience, it is your sense of being, or I am. which is never lost. And that is why in the Bible it says, I am that I am. When Moses sees God on the mountain and asks God, what should I tell people? Who did I meet? God says, tell them, I am that I am. It is your most intimate experience. It is your experience of being full of peace, bliss and harmony. So when you rest in that energy, you do not worry about the purpose or mission or goal, because you've completely surrendered to the universe, and universe knows better what your goals should be than your little mind, small intellect trying to decide what is good for it. So when we completely surrender and let the purpose show up, what shows up is what we are intuitively designed to do. That means when the mind is quiet, our intuition picks up on the subtle communication, subtle message that the universe sends to us. And it doesn't come about by thinking, but one just intuitively knows that this is the direction that I have to go in. And I have personally experienced that to be true in my case. The more I tried to attain certain goals in life, the more they went in the opposite direction and more pain it created. But when I surrendered totally to the universe and said that bring me the goals that I need in my life, then what universe brought me was way more beautiful and wonderful than what my mind thought would be good. Now it is not to say that I did not have desires, but then there was this knowing that desires are not my own, but the desires also come from the universe. So universe is desiring and universe alone is fulfilling that desire. If you like to call universe by another name, you can call it God or source. Source alone is the creator and source alone is the consumer. And source is nothing but consciousness, the experience here and now, whatever is arising in this moment. The moment thinking comes into the picture, it starts evaluating what is good and bad according to past knowledge. And past knowledge is very limited. Past experiences are very limited. They do serve in small practical situations. For example, if you're going on a trip and you need to remember the way, then past experience is going to help you in that. But whether your trip will be fruitful or not, whether your trip will be beautiful or not, what experiences you will have, that cannot be determined by past experiences. How your trip will go will depend on the level of presence you are in, the kind of energy, the kind of vibration you are tuned to in that given moment. If you are tuned to dense vibration where a lot of thinking is going on constantly, then you will not have a pleasant experience of the journey. But when you are completely centered and completely attentive to all that is happening in the journey, then it is way more enjoyable and pleasant and peaceful. So rather than worrying about the purpose, bring yourself into this immediate moment of presence. Be receptive to the sounds that you can hear around. For example, the birds, even the traffic. And there are so many other visual stimulus, just be aware and let that awareness not bring up thinking in between. This is good, this is bad. I like the chirping of the birds, but I don't like the honking of the traffic. Let mind not create those divisions. Accept all, accept everything the way it is. And then you come to a point where everything merges into one consciousness, and which is your own being. That being is unconditioned, it remains unaffected by whatever is happening externally. The pathway to peace is not on the outside. The pathway to peace is within. What is happening within?